Have you looked at the issues of prudence and efficiency of these expenses in terms of being able to remove whatever is inefficient? And also, I think that in view of the fact that these numbers are deducted on table 2, sorry, on column 2 and 3, maybe under percentage difference, you can maybe put, so the first one is column A, B, C, and then put underneath B minus C. So it is clear as to in whose favor or which number is higher. Just to assist, because people not be able to see the numbers in these 2 columns in the middle. I think, yeah, and also the trading cost. I'm not so sure of the rigor of the analysis of prudence and efficiency of this cost. Just to make sure also that there isn't any double counting between the trading cost vis-a-vis on the component of the cost of gas. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Mhlongo?
Thank you very much, Chairperson, and thanks to Mr. Mkhize for the question as well as for the guidance. In terms of the information on table 1, we will hide that information as it is considered as confidential. And then when it comes to the OPEX, Chair, the prudency assessment was conducted on the OPEX to ensure that there were no double counting. And I think in the next, we can include it in this. We did not include it in this assessment, but we can include it if a member would want to see the breakdown of the prudency analysis per each item in the OPEX. Yeah, I think this is all from my side, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's not just it's one member. Oh, Mr. Mkhize, please come in.
Yeah, just through you, Chair, if we may just please ensure that when it comes to the efficiency of cost, just to indicate that you have tested the efficiency. If it is high level indicated as such, then if there are going to be future refinements, also indicate just that. I think it will suffice without merely taking an AK-47 to shoot an end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. I think there are 3 items here, and because they need to be checked in terms of prudency. You allow, but subject to the post-prudency being done, just to make sure. So it's allowable. It's not guaranteed. It's not like they will aim this. They will. They're entitled per se, but we do allow them and subject to prudence as well as auditing. When you're scoping the auditing, you make sure that there is thorough assessment on 3 items here. One is the working capital, because there is that difference that is not insignificant. Any cent or rent has an impact on customers. So you must subject that working capital expense cost that has been allowed, because in the end, with this difference, in the end, that cost that is higher. NERSA's cost is higher. I don't know. Yes, you applied the methodology, which is optional, and then the NGV one. So please just double check even theirs during the audit. And then secondly, the operational expenses will also be subjected to this. I think depreciation, because of those assets, some of the assets are not necessarily utilized because they also moved to the from the old what is it? What do you call those assets that they were using previously? Those tankers that they were using previously. So they are using others as well. So you need to double check that RAP so that you can also see if there is an adjustment on the depreciation. That is something that is done in terms of just the valuation, because it's quite some time now since they had started. So if you can double check that, as well as the tax expense that is allowed, all of them being part of the audits, and the other one being part of valuation that needs to be done separately, the valuation, just so that the assets that are part of this are going to be thoroughly checked. Those are just the things, members, if you agree, before we then go to the decision. Mr. Mkhize, the issue of confidentiality has been, it will be attended to by the team. With that, members, and subject to those items, some of them, prudency, effective in the RAMP, prudency, the audit, and making sure that at least the evaluation will be done and remove assets that are no longer utilized for the gas transportation and trading business. By show of hands, members, if you note, first of all, the preliminary assessment, and number two, you approve that the discussion document be published for stakeholder comments. Madam, Mr. Majola, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I support. Thank you, Madam Sbiya. Want to check if Madam Stole. Thank you very much. Thank you, members. We have taken care of item number 5. Your mic is on, Mr. Majola. You may probably want to mute yourself. And then we go to item number 6. Item number 6 is a preliminary assessment to virtual gas network. Again, it is an application for a maximum price of gas. This is the sister company of the NGV. The NGV, they just differ in terms of their business model, the focus of the business between these two. Can you start from that difference so that members at least understand the context when you now discuss the components of the maximum price?
Thank you, Chairperson. I'll take the submission as read and go straight to the summary of the key takeaways from the application. Virtual gas network P2I Ltd or VGN is applying for a maximum gas price of 284 Rand 15 cents per gigajoules in terms of the cost plus approach as stipulated in the methodology to approve maximum gas prices. The application, Chair, is for the period 1 March 2026 to 28 February 2027. The application was submitted on 20 April 2026. Table 1 shows the breakdown of the maximum price and its components as applied for by VGN. NERSA assessed the maximum gas price applied for by VGN in terms of the cost plus approach. Table 3 of the cover submission shows the preliminary assessment, and there's an overall difference of 0.42% between NERSA and VGN's calculations. Chair, the small difference between NERSA and VGN's calculations is due to the calculations of the trading cost. The differences in the trading cost were due to rounding differences in the working capital calculations, as well as timing differences in the data used in the weighted average cost of capital, and of course the contribution of those variables to the calculation of taxation. Lastly, Chair, Table 4 shows that's the FY27 maximum price applied for by VGN is 3% lower than the previously approved maximum price for FY26. Chair, the inputs from members on the previous item that are relevant to the submission will also be incorporated. The recommendations are on page 8. We are recommending the PGS to note the preliminary assessment of VGN's application for the maximum price for the period 1 March 2026 until 28 February 2027, and to approve the publication of the discussion document. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, members. On table 2, for consistency, this I might have also just missed, just for the importance of showing the differences between these two. The team will add that column for NERSA's assessment of the trading cost on table 2. The same thing that has been done in the other one on NGV. It is always done like that. There's just that inconsistency. It will be added therein, just so that you can see how NERSA calculated it. With that, I would like to open the submission for discussion, members. If you can indicate by raising your hand if you have any questions of clarity or guidance to provide. Madam Sbiya, followed by Mr. Mkhize.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for the presentation. Chair, I missed one thing from the team. It's the, I think he touched it slightly towards the end, the issue of the maximum price going down. I noticed that when you look at the cost that is on table 4, the cost is going up by, there's a difference from 26 to 27. The difference is 10% going up. But now when you look at trading cost, it's going down by a similar percentage. So I wanted to just find out the reason for the trading cost going down, which then results in the reduction in the price or the decrease in the maximum price from 26 FY 26 to 27. If I can get that clarity, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Sbiya. Mr. Mkhize.
Thanks, Chair. I think, and thanks for the presenter. For me, I think the same issues would apply as was raised in the previous one, item 5. Also, just to zoom into the cost elements that are on page 15. You know, I don't have the blue, the green one, but the green stem, but the black at the bottom of the page. And then the other thing I would like to understand, you've got table 5. I think the same thing that also applied in the previous one, but I thought maybe there could be some good reason. And may you just please also clarify why you've got 0 inventory? I understand that you will have, you know, it's a continuous system. It's not batched operation. But even if it's not batch operation, those I mean, like the components that are in the system, and they considered to be inventory. If you can just clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please provide a response. Starting with the managers. If you can start with the managers and then get to any specifics.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, the main reasons why the maximum price is going down is because of the volumes. They have increased their volumes, and as a result, it has an impact of bringing the maximum price down. Chair, the other issues that Mr. Mkhize raised is the same issue.
The question is Ms. Makoda, the question is on the trading cost, not necessarily the maximum price first. Just starting on the key component of the trading cost, and as you know, trading cost are the trading assets as recognized in Regulation 4, Sub 4. So can you talk to that in terms of the values? Thank you.
Yes, Chairperson, the trading cost for the CNG industry are higher simply because they have a big infrastructure but smaller volumes. And so for this particular year, what happens is that there is a table there that we have reflected this. The volumes as well had an impact on the trading cost and also on the maximum price. When we have higher volumes, because of the formula that we have, the impact is that the price and the trading cost gets to be lower. Perhaps I must pause.
Let me check with Madam. Let me check with Madam
Yes,
Spear
please.
on that aspect, because the question was very clear. Is about why the trading costs are coming down. Madam Spear?
Thank you, Chair. I get the explanation or the response. It's the increase in volumes. Thank you, Chair. Thank you from Ms. Makoda.
Thank you very much, Ms. Makoda.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, it was an oversight from our side regarding the tables that the confidential information is not blocked. We will block the confidential information. We will also do prudency assessment, especially testing the efficiency of the cost. We will include it as part of the submission in a form of a table based on the prudency guidelines. Chairperson, the other question is relating to the third question, Chairperson. I can't remember it. If I can ask my colleagues to just remind me, then I'll provide a response.
Thank you, Mr. Ngosinphile Keso. Can you please proceed with the other questions?
Thank you, Chair. I think the other question from Mr. Mkhize was on table 5 regarding the rent values. If I remember correctly, Chair, it was regarding the rent values as to why they are zero. If maybe I can just get clarity on the question, Chair. On
There's
the
no
table.
clarity. No clarity.
Yes,
again to the
Chairperson,
question.
if I may
No
just
clarity
come
again to
in.
the question. Just hold on, Mr. Mkhize. There is no clarity again that is going to be provided. The question was very clear regarding the inventory. So on the inventory, why do you have a zero? Clarify why you have a zero on inventory. That is the essence of the question. Go ahead, Ms. Makoda.
Yes, Chairperson, in gas, the gas is supplied continuously, and as a result, the inventory is usually zero. And that is why when you see, we have reflected it as zero, because gas is supplied and consumed continuously, and therefore the inventory is usually zero. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Mkhize?
I think it's important to note that accordingly, in terms of, because if you look at 7.2.4, you are not necessarily saying that, on the second sentence, you stating that you are still going to look at the audited financial statements once they've submitted it. And if you've got this kind of a zero, you need to explain it, because sometimes one takes all these molecules that are in the system as inventory, irrespective. So that would one would expect to be done, and then if it's not done, you need just to be able to provide a better explanation around it. And I think also maybe since I'm on the platform, to also say that when it comes to question 6. I think, yes, it's good to be specific, but I think you need to start off on a more general question to say that if there are any items that they think that they should not be included, that they indicate such items and the reason why, then you can put the donations, entertainment cost as examples, not like you are channeling them to only look at these two only. just to broaden the status and have this as an example. If you can just rephrase this question so that in their minds, they are free to think which of the costs not to consider. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. We will explain further the issue of the inventory. As I have explained, unlike physical goods or liquid fuels, CNG is generally compressed and delivered to customers on real-time basis. So we really don't have inventory. And so I think we will refine that sentence that is there. You would have seen even in other submissions, inventory is usually zero. And in gas. Now, regarding the questions that we have there, thank you so much. We will refine it and also put examples so that the stakeholders can understand where we're coming from. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you very much. Then we are going to the decision part, but before we go to the decision part, just for the record, and to summarize the specific issues that must be taken care of or that have been addressed. The first one is on the trading cost. The reason there for that change is because of the volumes that are much lower for the for VGN. That is the first thing. So, and then the second thing is on table 2 that deals with trading cost. There should be another column that shows NERSA's calculation and verification that has been done. That column, just for transparency purposes, it will be added. Then the third thing is the enhancement on the zero value associated with the inventory. And the team will provide that explanation and remove explanation that is not relevant, that is not really dealing with the why, the zero value when it comes to the inventory. Then the fourth thing is that as we have done with the sister company of VGN, which is NGV, the tax expense will be subject to the audit, and working capital as well is going to be subjected to the same. Then the operational expenses that also needs to be checked, and there are other companies as well that are operating as CNG, similar to VGN, which we are considering today. They will do also not just prudency and efficiency, but also just to test competitiveness of those costs. Members, just to give you comfort as well on the RAB, because it's quite some time, and these companies have also obtained other assets as technology is improving. So what is key here? Then there will be coordination between the licensing department to check those specific assets as well as the new assets that were obtained, so that there is that prudency and verification and efficiency verification on the RAB itself. I think that is important because now it has been quite some time. So every 5 years at least, there's a need just to do that evaluation. So that is the point of emphasis following the decision, even the final decision, because that one will take some time. Then there will be a rephrasing of the question, I think it's question 5 for stakeholders. Those are all the specific issues that were dealt with. Members, with that, members happy then to take the 2 decisions. One is to note the preliminary assessment of the maximum gas price for VGN. Secondly, to approve the publication of the discussion document on the proposed application by VGN. By show of hands, members, subject to these items. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I also support. Thank you, Mr. Majola. Thank you, Madam Sitole. Thank you, Madam Sbia. Thank you very much, members, for your support. We step out of this item and go to item number 7. This is ROMPCO's GTA1 tariff for the, this one is for the cross-border pipeline from Demane until Secunda in South Africa. This is for period 1st January 2026 until 31st March 2026, and this is adjusted based on PPI. Please highlight the key aspects of this submission.
Thank you, Chair. Morning, Chair, morning, members, staff, and the public. I'll take members through the submission. Chair, just before I start, just a small correction on Table 3. The financial year there should be FY 26-27. Chair, this submission is a quarterly submission that we do ROMPCO Pipeline Tariff. This monitoring is done in line with the pipeline agreement, and also in the submission, Chair, we advise on the expected price change. Now, Chair, the submission is delegated to the committee in line with Section 3.1 of the delegation matrix. And the subcommittee is requested to note the submission, Chair. The price for this quarter, Chair, was 22.1. This is the period from 1st January 2026 to 31st March 2026. Now, Chair, we did receive pricing and volume data from ROMPCO, and this information was tested against the pipeline agreement's terms, and Table 4 is the test outcomes that ROMPCO complied. And then, Chair, lastly, it's the expected price for the following quarter. The price is expected to drop by 0.03%. And the driver for that is the PPI price. And then, Chair, the recommendations are as per Section 14. Per number 14. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much, members. Any questions on this submission? If there are no questions, members, Mr. Mkhize.
Thanks, Chairperson. Thanks, Mr. Njezula, for the presentation. I am covered in terms of the main issue regarding compliance. I would just like to know, seeing the gas cliff, pending one on which is estimated to be coming around 2028. As a regulator, are we engaging specifically with this company in terms of understanding their future plans in light of that? That's just my only question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Advocate Stoller.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thanks to Mr. Njezula. Chair, mine is just to get clarity in relation to the regulatory agreement in the Act. And the question is, considering that there is the draft gas amendment bill, Chairperson, do we have, or rather, are we going to use the current tariff methodology used should this particular agreement be taken out of the gas Act, Chair? So so that's just a question of clarity, Chairperson. And if so, will we be ready to regulate this particular pipeline in line with the set methodology that we currently have? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Advocate Sitole. Please provide responses. Let Mr. Makota start, Mr. Njezula, especially on these issues, and you can come in if there are any specifics. Ms. Majola, Miss Magoda.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, on the issue of the gas cliff, we have been engaging several of our stakeholders including the major supplier of gas in terms of what plans can be done to make sure that at least the risk that comes with the gas cliff is lessened, and what are the mitigation effects. So there are plans in place that the major supplier has put in place, and as a result, there is an application that NERSA is considering, which specifically look into that. The application relating to the use of MRG to replace the natural gas, and also looking at the future. In addition, Chairperson, the other stakeholders, specifically our own customers, have been approaching NERSA to say, this is the situation. We are expecting that there is gas cliff. What are the NERSA's plans? And we have been trying to engage them based on the Gas Act, and then also based on what is expected in terms of our methodologies. Chair, the third thing that we are doing is to review our current methodology of gas, so that we take into consideration the risks that are associated with the gas cliff, which were not foreseen when we did the methodology in 2022. With regard to ROMPCO in particular, Chairperson, there is a current application that they have submitted, and that current application then opened up an opportunity for us to engage them. And we have also asked them for a gas growth plan, so that we are able to see what is going to happen, and also how is gas going to be divided amongst the customers. So, Chair, there are engagements that are currently undergoing, which we are undertaking as staff. Regarding the second question on the Gas Act, let me ask Mr. Njezula to respond on that one. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Regarding Chair, with regards to the Gas Act, Chair, the agreement itself, our understanding is that there was an expiry date when it comes to the agreement. The Act itself would supersede the agreement once the Act comes into play. However, Chair, I think we will deal with those issues as soon as the Act comes into play, in terms of how then will we, with the applicant, in terms of how the implementation of the Act and the methodologies will be applied in the regulations once the Act is or once it's actually been approved by Parliament. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I was hoping that the other, because there's an executive manager here, but let me just clarify the question. These questions, the answers to these questions is just one thing, and a simple one, which is that for both questions, the agreement is valid until 2029. It was already determined because it's for 25 years. And this is anchored by the intergovernmental, gas trading agreement that was signed by the South African Minister for Energy, as well as the Mozambican. So there is that part of the agreement, and which supports this trading between the two countries. And then secondly, for the ROMPCO pipeline, especially the GTA one that we're considering today, for those volumes, the time period is until March 2029. So it will not change. And even when the agreement in terms of the dispensation of 10 years, there were only two provisions that remained. One provision is for the calculation of this tariff. You can lower your hand, Mr. Umaru, because I'm dealing with this one because it is not clarified. So for that one, it is the formula that we're calculating just this GTA1, which is varying with the PPI. It is stated clearly in the pipeline agreement that for this pipeline that starts from Demane to Secunda, there is a stipulated formula, which is the one that we used in this submission, and that will be ring-fenced. Any capital or incremental capital or infrastructure will be calculated outside of this one. So this one must be determined in terms of the stipulated formula, and that formula is valid for the period that we have stated. So this will be until 2029. Regarding the gas cliff, if then this is the area that GLC must then investigate. If there is no gas that is coming through Temane to Secunda that is utilized for the customers, then customers will not be paying a tariff for it. The tariff will have to be paid by those that are receiving gas through the ROMPCO. Otherwise, in terms of the timing, is until 2029. With the new act will not do away or cancel the arrangement that is in place. Same as the Gas Act, if you remember, we had the hybrid legal documents, the regulatory agreement in all these years, as well as the Gas Act, when the Gas Act came into effect in 2005. So they will coexist, even if there are changes, but those changes will not do away with the current situation. Now, the two governments, if you now recall, they are holding 40% on the ROMPCO. So 40% for the South African government through CEF or eGas, and then 40% for Mozambique in terms of CMG, and then the equivalent of CEF is ENH. So the situation will remain. It will not do away with those kind of agreements. I think it then takes care of that. But it will be appreciated. I think maybe by 2029, there would have been other gas tranches like the LNG maybe from Madola, which will then be regasified and then be injected into the ROMPCO pipeline in Resano Garcia, and then come maybe all the way to South Africa through the ROMPCO pipeline. So there will still be, perhaps if one tests the principles of usefulness, maybe they will still be useful. So it will still be there. But for this specific submission, the deadline is 2029 as of now. Thank you very much, members. Let me check if members have any other questions for clarity on this.
I'm covered, Chairperson. I was under the impression that the formula in the agreement expired in 2015. But thanks for the additional information.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Mkhize, you covered?
I'm covered, but I think that when it comes to this matter, it should be covered elsewhere in terms of the implications of the gas cliff. Thank you.
Yes, the team is working on those things and also just doing some sort of inquiry. I don't want to say it's investigations, just the independent inquiry to test, how fast the gas cliff is and what is the shortfall as of now. And remember also there is another gas from the PSA that is added here. So the GLC is doing some work there, and it will also test what's going to happen after that. Hence that other report on the GTA3, which is very different. It's different capital cost. They are accounted for through an incremental capital, and there's a different tariff altogether that complies with the Gas Act, unlike this one, which is ring-fenced and protected by the agreement. Thank you very much. With that, members, if you can then raise your hands to show your support to note this GTA1. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Smia. I support. Thank you, Madam Sitole. Thank you, Mr. Majola. Thank you very much, members. Shall we then move on to the next item? Can you assist me, Mr. Dlamini, there?
It's agenda item 9. Oh, yes, Mama. It's agenda item 9.
Yes, which is?
Which is
opening my convening.
It's the noting of the
yes.
by the full-time regulator member, the monthly volume balance for March, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ngumalo. Members, let's get to that. Who's going to then deal with that item? GLC, please.
Thank you, Chairperson. I will present. Okay, the purpose of the submission is to request Gas Subcommittee to note FGFM's confirmation of Sasol Gas Volume Balance report for March 2026. During the month of March, Sasol imported approximately 11 petrol submission gas to South African market. Average between the April 2025 and March is approximately 30 million gigajoules per month, which is slightly below the expected value of. The percentage variance for March was 0.01, which is within the acceptable limits of the international benchmark. But one thing to note was that during the month of March, the inventory fell slightly below the operational line peg. This was caused because of maintenance shutdown during the 27th and 29th of March. Between 27th and 29th of March, the demand
Just hold on, Mr. Maluka. Somebody's mic is on. Can you please assist Mr. Dlamini? Because this
I'm
is
checking
also
on it.
affecting the recording.
Yes, ma'am. I'm checking on it now.
All right. Thank you very much. Please proceed.
Another reason was that it was due to an unplanned CPF trip before the shutdown. So it was further affected by the land peg levels. Gas transportation and consumption were temporarily reduced during the month of March. No supply interruptions to external customers were occurred, and mitigation measures and nomination controls were implemented. Therefore, recommend that the Gas Subcommittee should note Sasol Gas Volume Balance report for the month of March. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maluka. I think that this noise, background noise, it is coming from your side because everyone is muted here. This is item number 10, actually, that you have just presented. I just wanted to put that on record. It's not item number 9, but members, we can engage on it. It has been presented. Any questions of clarity, members? By show of hands. All right, it seems members have no questions. By show of hands, Mr. Mkhize, is that the question or voting?
Yes, a question just on the brief one. I note the figure 2, the running volume balance variances from May 2025 to April 2026. Just to confirm, these have been also confirmed with ROMPCO and the other shippers to the extent that this is within the limits for the variance, meaning that even the meters are working well and being calibrated accordingly. Just want to check because those were some of the concerns regarding the so-called lost gas. Just want to get confirmation if this, because it's a good reflection from that angle, if I were to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Milato.
Chairperson, maybe just in the interest of time to come in quickly. Yes, Mr. Mkhize, these figures are checked. I think when Sasol submits them, immediately we do the verification, including just consultation with also the company that owns the infrastructure, which is ROMPCO. So we do check them. We have checked them in this instance and verified that those variances are actually accurate and they reflect exactly what happened in the pipeline for the period concerned. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Milato. The loss. What loss is there? Are you in the
Chair,
meeting, Mr.
broadly, I'm
Mr. Miller?
covered.
Okay.
Broadly, I'm covered in the sense that these have been verified, and it paints a good picture in terms of the variances and the performance of the meters vis-a-vis the issue of not seeing that there's a lot of this missing gas or lost gas, so to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. And the reason I wanted them to come in is because recently there is now a trend that is emerging, and I did mention this to the subcommittee. There's a tendency of claiming cost for the variances, which is a concern in some of the licensed traders, including the one that is submitting these monthly reports. They are including it in the tariff that they and also in the maximum price, and also the others seem to be adding. Yet they are the ones that must ensure that they limit the variance, especially if they're operating the pipeline. There must be efficiencies in the operation of the pipeline, such that one then reduces any sort of losses in the gas. We know that some is very difficult to prevent. Hence, then there is that general international threshold of 1%. So if it's lower than that, yes, it is okay. But there are instances when here it is higher, then that becomes a problem because it gives them an incentive of not being efficient, and then at the same time they recover that cost through the maximum price. That is a challenge, and that is exactly what I wanted them to talk to in terms of the monetary value of this issue of the variance, which in any event should be within their control, and we must monitor it carefully, and whether this must be allowed as a cost that must be borne by consumers and customers. So that is the issue that I wanted them to talk to, but it is fine. I'm placing it again so that members remember this, and when we deal with the maximum prices for all of these licensed traders. With that, members, Mr. Mkhize is covered in terms of his question. Then we can go to the recommendations. The recommendations are the noting of the monthly volume balance reports. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Mr. Majola. Thank you, Madam Sbiya. Thank you, Advocate Sithole. I also support. Thank you very much, members. Members, we're now going back to item number 9. Item number 9 is the round robin decision that was taken.
It should be the Sasol Gas monthly gas volume for April.
Mr. Tlamin, you are confusing me. Mr. Tlamin, you are confusing me. I have already stated, because that's exactly what Mr. Maluka dealt with, and which is the matter that we've just taken a decision on monthly volume balance. When you said it's item number 9, Mr. Ngumalo said item number 9, and then he mentioned the monthly volume balance, which was wrong. Item number 9 is not the monthly volume balance. Hence, then Mr. Maluka had to present. And then I corrected it and said this is item number 10. So now we must go back to item number 9.
Noted,
yes. Thank you. And then item number 9 is the noting of the confirmation of the decision by the full-time regulator members. What is it? Again, it is it is a monthly volume balance. This is for the quarter, right?
This one is for March, ma'am.
Chairperson, is for the month of March. I think that's what I indicated when I was clarifying that. So it's the noting of a decision that you've taken already, Chairperson, in April, to confirm the monthly volume balance for March. So that's what the PGS is required to note in relation to that item.
Continue,
for the month of March.
Continue with the introduction of the relevant submission.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Chairperson. I think the submission is here really for noting by the PGS. In terms of paragraph 3.6 of the delegation matrix, the monthly volume balances reports are considered by the full-time regulator member and confirmed, and subsequent to that, then this one is coming here for confirmation of that decision that was made by the full-time regulator member. The person will see that the annexure in terms of the exact decision that was made by the full-time regulator member is attached as an annexure there, confirming the decision that was taken by the FTRM. So, Chairperson, the submission is here simply for the PGS to note that confirmation by the full-time regulator member. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions of clarity on this one? This is one of the instructions by the ER. Mr. Nkis?
I'm a bit, thanks, Mr. Numal. Chair, I'm a bit confused here. Can you just clarify? They've got the noting of the full-time regulator members' confirmation of the confidential treatment contained in Sasol Gas Volume Balance Report for March 2026. Just want to get clarity here. This one is just only looking at the confidentiality. And then the other one that we're dealing with zooms into the volumes themselves. Am I getting it right? That we're not dealing with the balance.
You are correct.
Yes, that's correct, Mr.
No, I'm good with it then.
And it is not properly before us then, if this has to deal with the confirmation. There's a confusion here, Mr. Mkize. Mr. Choko, you raised your hand. There is a confusion here. I think it's also on the uploading of these documents. Mr. Choko, please go ahead.
Chairperson, good morning. There shouldn't be confusion, Chairperson. Indeed, Mr. Mkize is right, has asked two questions. There is confidential on the other side. This one has nothing to do with confidentiality, Chairperson. It has to do with the monthly gas volume balance. We have actually effected this in the instruction that the member must actually confirm these numbers and they should actually come here for noting. Therefore, there are two different matters, Chairperson. It's correctly before the committee. Thanks.
Mr. Chokwe, please assist to the subject there. If you look at the subject of the noting, and then there is the purpose. If you look at the subject, number one, and then number two, the purpose. That's where I think the confusion is, so that all of us, we can be on the same page. And then if you look at the content itself, you will also see where after item number 3, you will see that it deals with confidentiality. So that is the confusion that is there, and it deals with all of those issues of confidentiality. If you look at it, Chair, Mr. Chok.
I can see it. I'm seeing what we are saying, but maybe coming from RSU, what we have said, there are two aspects of these issues. There's confidentiality on the other side, and there's volume balance on the other side. All of this have been actually agreed by ER to say they can be under abstaining instructions, but colleagues should actually be able to clarify the two, because they shouldn't actually be overlapping to each other. Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Mr. Milatu, you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you, Chair. In terms of the delegation matrix, Chair, remember that we have to move the volume balance to be confirmed by the FTRM, and in the delegation matrix we stated that the routine reports from volume balance will be confirmed by the FTRM only in the event that there are issues that falls outside those in the delegation matrix. They will be brought to the committee. I think what happened here is that the noting was done in March. It was confirmed by the FTRM. So the April report, Chair, was not taken to the FTRM. Instead, the entire report was brought to the committee, and that, Chair, is done to prevent us from, for instance, missing a quarterly target on the volume balance. So the delegation matrix allows both for the full report to come to the committee or the report to be confirmed by the FTRM. And if it's confirmed by the FTRM, it will come to the committee for noting. So item 9 is the March report that is coming here for noting. It was confirmed by the FTRM. And item 10 did not go to the FTRM. It's the volume balance that came.
Okay, Mr. Melato. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Mr. Melato. Members, that is convoluted. Let's just focus on item 9. Can I give the direction here? On item number 9, it deals with the noting of the March report that has already been confirmed by the FTRM. As the delegation matrix indicate, it must then come to the committee for noting after the FTRM has executed the ER instructions of confirmation. So there's those 3 things that are mentioned there. There are only 3 things that are mentioned relating to the confidentiality. Please, members, ignore them. They will be corrected. I'm providing guidance so that you can just take a decision. And what you need to look at is just the subject, because the subject deals with the noting. So ignore that those 3 areas that just make reference to the to confidentiality. Can members now only deal with the content of that submission if there is anything with regards to the confirmation of by the FTRM insofar as the gas balance for March is concerned? On the merits, members, please. Mr. Mkhize.
Yeah, Chairperson, whilst I want to deal with the issue of the merits, I've got a challenge here because this was considered previously. Am I right in that? And it's coming here. And I've requested this thing over and over again to say where there was a decision by a committee, write it, quote it word for word, so that we don't depend on recollection as to what needs to happen. Right? If I'm wrong in the sense that this has not yet been considered, I don't have a problem with considering it for progress sake and for us to be able to take decision and do things, very clearly. But let's not have this kind of a thing going forward, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Melato, this matter, was it ever brought to the committee, the March report?
No, Chair, it was never brought to the committee. It's being brought here to be noted by the committee after it was confirmed by the FTRM, Chair. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Chokwe?
Chairperson, thanks. Mr. Melato has covered me that indeed the intention for the standing instruction is that decisions that have been taken by this committee get confirmed by the member, and the member has confirmed this in March. Here we are saying, note that the decision that we have taken actually in terms of the standing instruction has been confirmed. Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, members.
Chairperson, through you. Just quickly, please. I'm saying, if this one is confirmed and we're doing it because it's confirmed, why did we deal with the other one that is not confirmed? So it means that we're wrong now in dealing with the previous one for April, which has not been confirmed by the FTRM, but it's being brought to us.
Okay, Mr. Mkhize, can we deal with that one outside of this meeting, so that just for the progress and for those that are observing the discussions, can we? I take your point clearly, Mr. Mkhize. We are finding ourselves where we are now. With the confusion, can we just on this one? It is properly before the committee. Can we now take the guidance, the decision on this one? If there's any questions on the merits of this one, taking into account that the reference to confidentiality in those 2-3 parts, which is just 1-2 sentences, if the members can just disregard that and focus on the purpose as well as on the decision sought, which is properly articulated. Any questions in respect of that, members? By show of hands. Before then, Mr. Mkhize, thank you.
Chairperson, I don't want to be unduly difficult or whatever, but one of my problem, may please just spend just 4 minutes or so just clarifying the other number 10, because if I take a decision here, I implicate myself to have taken a wrong decision on the other one, because I've taken a decision without your the members' confirmation. So that's all I just want. If they can just explain that and then we move on. I think I'm trying to be progressive in this case. I'm not saying that I'm abstaining or whatever. I just want that clarification.
Yes, Mr. Mkhize, can we deal with item number 9? I will go to item number 10. Again, even though we have taken a decision, all that I'm saying, let us deal with item number 9. Because it is properly before this, and RSU has also clarified and the HOD has clarified. Let's deal with item number 9, have a decision on it. Then go back, because we are still in the same meeting, and go back to item number 10, so that then we can sufficiently deal with that concern that you have raised. You happy with that, Mr. Mkhize?
I'm happy with that revisiting then.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anything that members would like to raise with the item number 9, just on the merits of item number 9? If nothing, members, I would like then to request you just to raise your hands and just to note item number 9, which was duly confirmed as per the instruction, and now for the noting in line with the delegation matrix after the confirmation. By show of hands, members. Thank you, Mr. Majola. Thank you, Madam Spear. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Also support. I don't see Madam Sithole. We've got the, thank you, Madam Sithole. Thank you very much, members. Members, I'm requesting that we now go back to item number 10 so that we can deal with the concern raised by Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Mkhize, may I please give you an opportunity to, again, maybe raise the question in relation to item number 10. Mr. Mkhize.
Thank you. Whilst relying on memory, which is not the best, I rely on the information that the member is primary responsible is supposed to confirm, and then we then note as the subcommittee. And I'm not getting a sense that this has happened with this application, with this submission, I mean. So I find it difficult then to say that we don't have authority to entertain it on that basis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ngumalo, may you please respond, and after that I will call Mr. Chokwe.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think Mr. Mkhize is correct, indeed, in terms of the delegation metrics. The process is that the volume balance is supposed to be considered by the full-time regulator member and then come to the subcommittee for noting. Chairperson, I think this one, I think it appears to have been an error on the part of the GLC part to bring it here before it was considered by the full-time regulator member, same as what we've just discussed in relation to the previous one. I think, Chairperson, this is a matter that will be corrected going forward, just to make sure that these monthly volume balance indeed are considered by the FTRM, and then subsequent to that, they can then be brought here for noting by the subcommittee. Thank you, Chairperson.
Mr. Ngumalo, you can't, at least for once, if you can take full responsibility rather than to point it to the GLC that it is an error for GLC. You signed this document yourself, at least to deal with simple things like this one, because on pricing, you have not presented. So on this one, it cannot be that it is the error for GLC. So you have authorized that it must come here. So we will. The GLC did not say that it is an error. The GLC is pleading its case. If then you are not taking responsibility from your side, please keep your mic muted. The GLC has pleaded its case. It is stating that to try and deal with some discrepancies in the performance, the quarterly performance, they then brought it here for the PGS, because the PGS still has authority over this. That is the GLC. I will come to Mr. Mkhize. I just wanted Mr. Chokwe to come in so that the members will get another opportunity on this and provide guidance. Members, if I can kindly do so, members. Mr. Chokwe, please come in.
Thank you, Chairperson. Maybe Mr. Mulatu we may actually explain better than me, because we have the standing instruction number 10, which actually indicates that the member has to confirm those routine information or data similar to the information that we have done before. That's where the member actually does that. And we have section 3.6, which indicates that monthly volumes are noted by this committee. But as I said, Mr. Mulatu should actually be able to come, because they are not the same information that the member actually confirms. Member confirms the volumes that contain the information or data that we have done before, because the member they just confirms. But those that are not those that are not so routine type, they come here. And I think, my view, that section, that item 9, section the 10, I think, I don't know whether it's 10, is the one that doesn't have the routine aspect. But Mr. Mulatu should be better to explain it. But from where we are sitting, we understand the two. But in case indeed it has been brought here incorrectly, it has to be returned. But Mr. Mulatu must talk before I can advise that it must be returned back to the colleagues. Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Mkhize, you may come in, and then I will allow Mr. Mulatu to come in. Thank you very much. Mr. Mkhize.
Thanks, Chairperson. And I note all the explanations. The important thing is that as a committee, we need to take decisions. We need to work objectively in the interest of ensuring that this regulator is effective and efficient. And I would propose that this matter be cleared in-house in terms of where the ball was dropped. For me, it's neither here nor there. They should be dealt with in-house. And then what we do, we take it back. This thing is sorted out. We can even note it via round robin. There is no problem with that. So can we keep it like that so that there's progress? That is just my proposal. We refer it back for processing via round robin so that we can expeditiously take a decision on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. I noted that proposal. Just on the other proposal with regards to, let me go to Madam Smia, particularly on the issue that Mr. Mulatu indicated that when information is routine and is contained in that instruction by the ER, yes, the member will confirm. But if then there is any information that was never been part of what is contained in the instruction by the ER, then the committee will note. So I think that's what Mr. Chokwe requested, and we just need also just to be covered on that aspect. But before that, before Mr. Mulatu, you come in on that one aspect to clarify for the committee. I would like to take Madam Smia. Madam Smia.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I do understand the dynamics or the issue of what is sitting in the delegation, and we are here now at the committee, and a step was not done or in accordance with the delegation. But my query is then, I think the taking back, you are now affecting someone who is waiting for a decision of NERSA out there. because of the internal issue. That is my concern with the issue. My other question is the DOA specific to say, how do you get that confirmation? Because if it's not specific, what is stopping us from getting that confirmation now here? And then we close the matter. So, because if it says we need to get it, but it will never tell you how you do that. Maybe then the one for NERSA is different, but normally the DOAs I see they don't tell you how. Can't we get the confirmation now here? Otherwise, then we can go round robin, but let's not delay it further because someone the processes will extend to more than what we are looking at, because we said as the ER we want to be efficient and the decisions should not take a long time. So I suggest that if ever we can't get the confirmation now here, we do it quickly by round robin after this session. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Millard. You're holding us back here and we need to take a decision.
Okay.
Just one aspect, not all over, just one aspect on the matter, why it is here and whether it contains any information that was never contained in that instruction that the ER grounded. That's all.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Chair. Now, item 10, Chair, the volume balance from ROMPCO, it has got information that is routine. It has got information that explains what were the issues in the line pack that we felt that members should be apprised with, because that information about the performance of the pipeline has never been brought to the committee for the committee to assess. Hence, we decided that on this one, there will be no need for us to take it to the FTRM. Let us bring it straight to the committee for consideration. But Chair, then there's a thin line between those type of information, routine information and very substantial information. It depends on the report itself. But we felt that item 10 deserves to come to the committee for the committee to consider, Chair. I'll pause there. Thanks.
Please help the committee on that issue or the substantiality of that issue pertaining to performance relating to the line pack, so that Mr. Chokwe can come in and then clarify this for the committee so that the committee can take a decision. What is it that in that aspect that this submission that is not covered on the relating to line pack, the gas that is contained in the pipeline and the performance thereof? Why is it here? Why is it here for us, for the committee to then take a decision? And then Mr. Chokwe will come in.
Chair, in the previous subcommittee meetings, members have raised concern when, for instance, the unaccounted for gas is high, or the variance is either too low or too high. They said you need to apprise the committee what are the reasons for the variance being high or for the unaccounted for gas being high. So we've tried in these submissions that we include that kind of information. I think if I'll check the paragraph where the information is included, it's substantial information. I think from paragraph 5.8, 5.16 to 5.21. This is the information that normally we do not have in the volume balance report. So we decided to include that information. It tells us what were the issues at the CPF, and how is the performance of the CPF or of the line pack in the pipeline. So we thought this is the information that usually is not included, and members need to know what are the improvements in the pipeline, or the health or the performance of the pipeline. So we thought this is not routine information that was always there, but it's new information that is part of the report. Hence, we decided that we bring the matter here. And looking at the delegation matrix, it says, if this information is not routine, therefore the report should go straight to the committee for consideration, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chokwe. And then we're going to get to the decision.
Chairperson, I had Mr. Lizati and I had Ms. Sibia, but I think because of this confusion that is here, Chairperson, our request from RS would be, indeed, maybe we have to take the matter back and we can actually sit with the team on the side and we assist them in doing the round robin either today or tomorrow, so that we can continue the meeting, Chairperson. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So, members, the proposal that Mr. Mkhize raised, and then also the importance of efficient decisions, as mentioned by Ms. Sibia, taking into account also the advice from the council from RSU. Members, I would like the matter to then be that decision that we have taken to be withdrawn. Right, that's the first thing. And the second thing, that the matter be considered via round robin. That is the April gas monthly gas volume balance, which is item number 10. On that basis, members, I would like to you to indicate by raising your hand that you support that decision that we have taken is withdrawn, and then secondly, that the matter be considered by way of a round robin. Thank you, Mr. Mkhize. Thank you, Madam Smia. Thank you, Mr. Majola. I support. Thank you, Madam Sitole. Thank you very much, members. Members, we are now, I think this is the last item that we were required to consider in the open part of the meeting. If Mr. Tlamin, if you confirm, Mr. Tlamin.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to confirm that we can stop the live streaming now, so that we can consider governance items. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point in time, I would like to then thank the members of the public that were following the discussions. And it is the time that we now consider governance matters. I would like to thank you all for taking interest in our regulatory matters, and also having first-hand experience in terms of the robustness of the discussions that take place before we take final decisions on matters. At this point in time, IT, if you